The Buffalo Bills may not be a complete rebuild here in Madden 26, but they do offer a unique opportunity to check one of the few teams off in the league that has never won a Super Bowl. They famously lost 4 in a row in the 90s, and in this episode, we're planning on bringing a Super Bowl trophy home to Buffalo for the first time ever. Let's go ahead and jump on into this one and take a look at the team. We all know starting quarterback Josh Allen. We also know James Cook is a fantastic player with superstar dev. At receiver, they're definitely a little thin. They got Elijah Moore, Khalil Shakir, Josh Palmer, Curtis Samuel. The guy we need to move up, though, is Keon Coleman. He's going to become wide receiver 2 for this offense, and we're going to try to develop him. I think that makes the most sense going forward. Across the offensive line, they need some work here. They're actually not that great. I think Spencer Brown and Deion Dawkins are both great. On the interior, though, they need work. I like Osiris Torrance. I am a Gators fan, though, you can tell by the hat, so maybe I'm a little biased there. At tight end, they have upside in Dalton Kincaid, but Dawson Knox is currently the higher overall. I think just due to age, we're going to move Kincaid into the starting lineup for this year. Taking a look at their defense, they have some good players in the front 7. The problem is some of them are starting to get old, like a Joey Bosa, Daquan Jones here, Matt Milano. If he can stay healthy, he's great, but he's just not usually healthy. They also have Shaq Thompson here in the middle, who just came over from the Carolina Panthers. In the secondary, they got DeMar Hamlin, Taylor Rapp at safety. They do have some younger players like a Cole Bishop that I like, who is going to start over DeMar Hamlin. And maybe it's not great for this year, but it's going to help the long-term development of this team. At corner, they're pretty good. They have Christian Benford, Taron Johnson. I think Maxwell Hairston is a good pickup for him. They got some guys here on defense. This is a good team. It's not really a rebuild, but it is somebody that has never won a Super Bowl. We're going to try to finish it in this episode and get the Bills over the hump and win a Super Bowl with them. So we're sitting here at 1-1 about to take on the Miami Dolphins, and we just got some big news that could impact the franchise. We lost Keon Coleman for 3 to 5 weeks with a foot fracture. That's a big injury for us because we were counting on a lot of development this year from him. So we're going to have to see, how much that impacts his possible future with us. He's only 22, so I was hoping for, while he was young to get a big year of development, and now he's going to miss a ton of time. All right, we're here at week 9, which is the NFL trade deadline. This year, we're not going to make any trades, I don't think. We have a great team. We're sitting at 6-1, which we fully expected. But what we are going to do is work on re-signing some of our players before we take on the Chiefs. We got some big names on this list that we do need to take care of. Some of them are getting older, though, so it's not as big of a deal to me whether we bring them back or not. So let's look at some of the main people here. The first one I want to get back is James Cook. A 90 overall running back is going to be very important to our rebuild. We're going to up his salary a little bit. He's interested in coming back. Let's make him this offer. And boom, we got James Cook to return on a long-term deal, which is great for this team. Joey Bosa's too old to start negotiations right now. I think I'll wait till the offseason, see how he regresses. Same with Matt Milano. AJ Epineza is somebody that I'm interested in bringing back. He's not super interested in coming back himself, but I think a 1-year deal isn't the worst idea ever. We have $31 million in cap space. So I'm going to offer it to Epineza, and he actually signs that 1-year deal and returns, which is great. It just adds depth and gives us an option for the future, especially if we decide not to bring back a guy like Joey Bosa. He could go out there and play as, a decent option. The rest of these guys we're not that interested in. We're going to sim past this week, and I'll let you know how we do after against the Chiefs. And we ended up defeating the Kansas City Chiefs 28-22. That's a great sign for this simulation. Like I said, I know this isn't a team that needs a ton of work. I just want to push them over the top and win a Super Bowl with them. Make it an easy first rebuild here in Madden 26 and go from there. We got a big breakout opportunity here for Gregory Rousseau going into our next game here. I think 2 sacks and 3 TFLs, maybe not the best. I think that's probably the best one to go right there. 5 tackles, couple TFLs. Let's see if he can get that goal and see if maybe we can get him an upgrade. I doubt it, but let's see if he can do it for us. Man, these menus are super laggy against the Houston Texans. We're currently sitting at 8-2, by the way. So let's go ahead. We're going to sim this live, and we're going to see if Greg Rousseau can reach the breakout chance. Like I said, I don't know that he'll be able to, but getting him to superstar would be fantastic. It would just be the icing on top. Let's see if he's able to accomplish it here. All right, coach's office, come on. This stuff's super slow this year. They need to patch this somehow. He didn't have a good game. That's what it looks like. Oh, well, we tried. He didn't get it. We did win, though. We're sitting at 9-2. Things are looking great for us as we keep going down this stretch. We're sitting here at 10-2, about to take on the Cincinnati Bengals, and it looks like we should be able to hopefully stomp them. They're not very good, But we just received some pretty bad news for us as far as development goes. We just lost Dalton Kincaid, likely for pretty much the rest of the season. He dislocated his ankle, is going to be out 6 to 10 weeks. Luckily, we are able to fill in with Dawson Knox, but this is still a big loss here. He's 25. It's going to really hurt his development. All right, we made it to the playoffs as expected here in year one. We went 14-3 with this 87 overall team. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket here. Surprisingly, the Kansas City Chiefs are not in here. The Baltimore Ravens are, which they're still going to be tough to beat along with the Texans. I think the biggest surprise here is probably the Raiders getting into the playoffs. I don't know that they'll do it in real life. They have a chance. Pete Carroll's a good coach. Let me hide my face cam here. And you can see over here, the Giants made the playoffs. Certainly don't expect that out of them this year. Other than that, the NFC actually looks pretty decent. I think maybe Seattle could possibly surprise a few people, and I think the Niners could absolutely resurge. Let's go ahead and start this simulation, though, and we'll get to see who our first round opponent is here. Let's advance to the next week. And we're taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I actually think that this is probably a pretty good matchup for us. I think we're going to be able to jump in and probably beat them. I don't want to say with ease. We'll do the simulation here and see how everything looks heading into the week. Ooh, we do have some injuries, though, guys who are going to be out, which really sucks on defense and offense. But we already knew Kincaid was out with his injury, but we have a few guys, deep roster guys who are hurt, but that's okay. Let's go ahead, upgrade our players, and then we're going to look at stats, and then we'll jump into this game. Big guys that I want to probably emphasize here is just Landon Jackson, I think, honestly, and maybe Chase Lunt because he's a young player. But Landon Jackson, let's go into power rusher, keep improving him as a pass rusher. He's going to basically catch AJ Epineza. I probably shouldn't have re-signed him if I'd have known how good Landon Jackson was going to develop this year, which if you don't know, you will develop at a superstar pace if you have hidden dev, whether you're a star dev or an X Factor. So for a guy like him who's probably a star dev, I haven't really done any of the spoilers. It's a good idea just to go ahead and let him not play as much if you don't need him to, because he'll develop at a faster rate. So let's go ahead and take a look at our stats here for the season. I mean, Josh Allen was incredible. 50 touchdowns, 73% completion percentage, 4,700 yards passing. On the ground, James Cook over 1,000 yards, 4.1 yards per carry. Allen added almost 500 on the ground in 3 scores. Ray Davis was great. Receiving, Khalil Shakir had a fantastic year. 23 touchdowns from him is kind of unbelievable. They might need to adjust that. Imagine getting a really good wide receiver 1 in this offense. I guess maybe I should have played Keon Coleman there because he didn't have a big year when he was healthy. He definitely disappointed, I would say. Elijah Moore out of the slot was good, but yeah, man, this playbook definitely eats for passing. Taking a look at our defensive stats here, Shaq Thompson led us, Matt Milano. There's a lot of old guys here at the top, but looking at TFLs, we had 16 from Ed Oliver, 11 from Rousseau, 10 from Bosa. It's kind of disappointing. Greg Rousseau had 17 sacks, which is great. Ed Oliver had 8. I'll take that. Joey Bosa at 7 sacks. Like I said, it's kind of disappointing. I was hoping for a little more out of him. You know, it is what it is. Interceptions, 2 from Rapp, 2 from Johnson, 2 from Benford. We didn't have a ton this year. Didn't force many fumbles either, and definitely didn't recover a single fumble all year. It's kind of insane when you think about it. And we didn't have a single defensive touchdown either. All right, we're going to jump into this one. Luckily, there's no snow, which I was a little worried about that happening here. Snow's kind of insane. We're not really going to play any games in these. We will maybe watch some close endings. I don't want it to be about me, though. I want it to be more about the players and the rebuild that I do, and hope that, you know, we can build this team. We're going to leave it on fast. Let's jump ahead to the next quarter. Right now, it's a 0-0 ball game. We're not doing much here after 1. In the second quarter, we're close to putting points on the board. We do take a 3-0 lead. Then it looks like the floodgates opened a little bit. It's still just a 10-0 ball game here. 10-7 now. This game's really close here in the fourth quarter. If we're not careful, we might lose this ball game. It's 10-10 here, man. We're going to jump in. We're going to watch a little bit of this ball game. The Steelers have the ball. They're in field goal range. Minute 9 left on the clock here. We got to stop them. We got to use our timeouts. We got to force them to kick and maybe get lucky. That's not a good way to start this rebuild. I'm not going to lie to you. I definitely did not think we were going to get upset by the Pittsburgh Steelers here in the playoffs. We do get the stop here, which is good. 4th and 1, they're going to kick the field goal. It's only a 40-yard try. You know they're going to drill this with Boswell. Kicks up, kicks good. All right, we got to come back now. This right here is for Josh Allen's legacy. It's been a defensive battle. I don't know why our offense is fantastic. I do know Super Sim's a little bugged right now, so maybe that's part of the problem is we just go underneath, find Shakir, get out of bounds. Good gain here. 47 seconds left. Allen's got to keep passing. We go underneath. That's a short gain. We can't do that. We somehow need to get a touchdown on this drive here. We're going to motion James Cook out and hopefully take a shot, man. Allen's greatest strength is his arm and his ability to create, and he just checks it down. You got to get a little more aggressive than that, I think, or else we're going to lose this ball game. Clock's running. We're underneath 30 seconds now. We're going to spike it with probably like 24, 23 seconds left. Yeah, 23 seconds. Simply put, that's not good enough. We need more from this team. Allen, play action, taking a shot. There we go. That's a big play. That's what we were looking for. Let's see if Bass can put this one through. The kick is up from 50 yards away, and it looks like he drilled it. We're going to be heading to overtime. We're going to go ahead, jump into the next play here, get to overtime. See who starts with the ball here. Steelers do. They got a big play to Metcalf. They go backwards on a sack. It's 3rd and 18. I don't think we need to watch this. We shouldn't give it up. A penalty backs them up even further. That should be a stop. Oh, no, we gave up a free first down there. What a huge mistake that was. They're in like borderline field goal range here. A big sack there, 3rd and 19. This time, let's jump in and watch this play and see if we can get a stop here. It's overtime. We shouldn't be playing in overtime against the Steelers. We should be blowing these guys out. Let's get a stop on Aaron Rodgers. He just checks it down. Good. Hopefully they can miss this field goal. They didn't even go for a field goal, so let's see if our offense can get things going here. So far, things are looking pretty good here. Till that sack. That could be a big play, and we take another one on 3rd down. We got to punt the ball back to the Steelers. Look, man, this game can't end like this. Our season can't end like this. 3rd and 4. We give up a reception. We might be in trouble here. They're in long distance field goal range. We might actually lose this game to the Steelers here. And Rodgers might keep this team alive. I really don't know how. As they go to the ground game, we bottle it up. Back to the ground game here. They're going to get Jaylen Warren involved, and they're in field goal range. This game's over. We're going to lose it. This right here is likely going to end the Bills' season. 33-yard field goal for the Steelers to walk it off here at Highmark Stadium, and that's exactly what they do. We go down to Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers here. I don't think this will actually happen. But now it's time for us to hopefully make this team a little better so we don't flop in the playoffs next year. Looking at the box score, I mean, our offense just wasn't as good as it should have been. You know, Josh Allen had a pretty good day. Threw the ball quite a bit, 231 yards. On the ground, we were pretty bottled up with James Cook, and it just didn't work out for us, man. So, yeah, definitely disappointed. Rousseau had 3 sacks. Milano had a sack. I mean, Bosa had a sack in the playoffs, which is good. But now it's time to build a team. Let's get to the offseason. Going ahead, taking a look at Pro Bowlers. Of course, Josh Allen's in there. Ashton Genty made it as a rookie. James Cook's a Pro Bowler. Khalil Shakir, of course, is a Pro Bowler. He had a fantastic year. So did Deion Dawkins. Spencer Brown at right tackle made it. It's not looking good for our defense so far. I don't think I see a single player yet that made the Pro Bowl. Which, all right. I mean, that's fine. It is what it is. Your Super Bowl matchup is going to be the Ravens and the Commanders. I'm going to go ahead and say the Ravens win it and Lamar Jackson gets his trophy. Let's go ahead, advance to the next week, and we're going to see live who ends up winning the Super Bowl. Like I said, I think the Ravens will do it. And it is the Baltimore Ravens, 35-21. Looking at the awards, we got an MVP from Josh Allen in year 1, and we couldn't capitalize. Offensive Player of the Year went to Khalil Shakir, which is fantastic. Offensive Rookie of the Year was Matthew Golden. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Michael Williams. That would be shocking, if you ask me. Let's go ahead and take a look at some retirements after year 1. So far, Aaron Rodgers retired after 1 year, which I think will actually happen. The Steelers really lost a ton of talent. They should be a lot worse next year in this. So far, I don't see any Bills retiring, which is good news for us. Morgan Moses retires from the Patriots. Cam Jordan got traded to the Lions and retired. That's not expected at all. Russell Wilson retires. George Kittle retires. That one definitely caught me by surprise. Trent Williams. David Andrews already retired in real life. Kirk Cousins. Lane Johnson. Travis Kelce calls it quits here. Levante David's a big one. It's going to happen, but I'm going to be sad the day it does. And looking at our teams, Ty Johnson at halfback retires. Our long snapper retired. And Daquan Jones. That's all we really lost. Not a big deal to me. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at players we need to negotiate and consider bringing back. I think Dalton Kincaid in real life's been a bit of a bust, but I think I'm going to give him the 5th year option for next year and bring him back. And then we'll go from there on whether I want to keep him. A lot of these lower guys on the list, I'm okay with moving on from. I think, yeah, Damar Hamlin's a great story, but I don't think I'm going to bring him back. I think Joey Bosa, I'm interested in bringing back, but I don't want to pay him that much money. So we're going to have to check that out on the open market. Same with Matt Milano. We only have 22 million in cap space, so I want to check out free agency and see what we can find there, and maybe we can get some of these guys a little bit cheaper. Going ahead and taking a look at top of free agency, I will admit things are not looking as great as I hoped they would here. I was kind of hoping for some better players, but I think the big one I want to target right now is maybe try to get George Pickens if we can. I think a 4-year deal, stretch that money out. Let's go ahead and make him that offer and see where we stand with this. I don't know. We're at the top with Chargers. We'll see if we're able to get it. I'm going to go ahead and make an offer here to Matt Milano and try to have him come back as well. So we're the top offer here for both. Let's see how we do here. Let's evaluate the offers. Both made their decisions, and we didn't get Pickens. We only got Matt Milano, which is good, but that definitely hurts, as we're looking for a big upgrade at wide receiver, and Pickens was the guy I was really targeting, and we missed out on him. To be honest with you, I'm not that excited about the other players here on the list. I think I'd rather try to find a rookie to step in. So let's see if we can find some interior help that hasn't signed yet. An older guy here like Joel Bitonio isn't somebody you would normally be interested in bringing in. But I do think in a situation like this, even with his age, he's still an 83 overall. Let's go ahead and make an offer to Joel Bitonio. Up the money a little bit since we have the cap. Try to make sure we're the top target for him here, hopefully. We're going to bring that bonus up and maybe raise his offer quite a bit. Let's make the offer. We're tied with the Niners. I don't know if we're going to get him. I don't want to go too high here. Joey Bosa decided to go back to the Chargers. I just couldn't pay that type of money for him. And looking at the rest of the guys available, I think we're just going to have to pay some of our young guys here and hope for the best. In the middle, Shaq Thompson's still available. We didn't bring him back. And honestly, I don't see that much of an upgrade here. So I think we might consider offering him a 1-year deal. Let's drop the salary a little bit. I doubt we're going to get him because we're not his top offer, but let's go ahead and eval. And he certainly didn't come back to us. Joel Bitonio's still out there. I might consider adding more money to his offer here. Bring that up to 8 mil. And let's bring this number up. It was at like 9. Let's go to 10 mil. We're going to offer him 18 mil a year and see if we can get up to number 1 on this list in hopes that we're able to just lock him up. I really want to make sure we get him. I also just remembered long snappers matter here. So let's go ahead and offer a long snapper because I don't even know if they're generated. Let's bring in Rick Lovato. Not sure that I know much about him, but we're going to offer him a contract. See if he comes in here. I think it makes sense to consider bringing in another linebacker. And I don't know that Kenneth Murray is the long-term answer, but he is somebody that if we have to play him, he can be here on the team. We're going to just offer him a 1-year deal. Let's evaluate these offers, see if we get anywhere. 2 people made up their mind, and we got them both. We got the long snapper and Rick Lovato, and we also brought in Joel Bitonio. That's going to be a big upgrade for the interior of this offensive line. Hopefully that makes us much better here. We are going to have to advance the week, though, to be able to evaluate more offers. Kenneth Murray's still available. And we don't have much money until he makes up his mind. So let's go ahead and evaluate. Evaluate again. He made up his mind and he chose not to come here. So we kind of missed out here in the middle. So we're going to have to definitely try to upgrade that one. Probably in the draft, I guess, is really going to be the only option we have. As I think that's it for free agency for us. As we head into the NFL draft, we got some guys that I really want to target in this that are specific players we're looking for. At receiver, these are probably the 4 guys I'm most interested in bringing in here in the early first round. But I'm really interested in Sheriff Joseph as well. If I have to, I'll trade up for him. He has round 1 to 2 talent. He's expected to go in the 2nd to 3rd round, which means I believe I'll have to move up in the 2nd round, which is fine. We're more than willing to do that to try to get this guy. We're not going to pick until number 7. So let's go ahead and skip a few picks here. At number 1 overall, you're going to see who is taken. We did use a draft class that does have some real prospects in it. Somebody else created it. It's not full of a ton of players that are real, but it looks like that's going to be Arch Manning coming up at number 1 overall and being selected here. to go play for the Indianapolis Colts and continue the Manning legacy there. What an incredible storyline to have here. Next up's the Tennessee Titans. Who are they going to go ahead and take? They go TJ Parker. Next up's the Rams. And they are going to target a quarterback here, and you can probably see who it is. It looks like it's quarterback Drew Aller from Penn State that's going to become a Ram to replace Matthew Stafford in the long run. I think this is pretty cool here. I definitely like seeing the presentations that they do here in the first round and throughout. Aller becoming a Ram is going to be a cool storyline to follow in the future. The Saints are up next, and they might even consider a quarterback as well, because we know that team really needs one bad. Tyler Shuck's there, but I'm not sure if he's going to be the answer for the long haul. And they do not. They go Keldrick Folk. Garrett Nussmeier goes at number 5 to the Cardinals. Don't know that I really like that pick. Ruben Bain goes to the Lions. Francis Malinoa goes to the Cowboys here at pick number 7. So far, no receivers are off the board, which is good. The Jets take quarterback Lenoris Sellers. That's an interesting one to pair up with Justin Fields. The Dolphins are going to take a corner off the board here. That puts the Bengals up at number 10. And they're going to go ahead and take a D tackle. I mean, we're feeling pretty good about how this draft is falling for our receivers. John Mateer goes to the Browns. So going ahead and looking at the board here, we have our pick of the receivers that we like. Here's the problem that I'm running into as I look at this. I want to get more picks. So part of me says maybe we trade back a little bit. Let's see what we can find in a trade package here. Honestly, not enough for me to consider what I see so far. We could drop back to 29, pick up a future 7. Yeah, so far I'm not a big fan. We could get a 3rd round pick there. It's not worth dropping back. So I think what we're going to do is just make our selection. We're going to pick the receiver that we want, and we're going to get him on the team now, and then we're going to look to trade up. Problem is I expected some of these receivers to be gone, like Cecil Slaughter, so I didn't even finish scouting him. He does have A catching traffic, spectacular catches C, short route runnings B. I'm not sure, though, about the rest of him, which is kind of the problem. I don't know that he's great. I am a little rusty when it comes to Madden. I'm not going to lie to you on drafting. It's just not something I've done a lot of lately here. We do have a guaranteed first-round prospect, though, like in Jordan Barkley here as a playmaker. Or I could go here with Jonathan Reynolds, the speed guy. Get A spec catch, B, A deep route running. F medium route running, though, is a little scary. Let's go ahead and look at his player card, see what it says for speed on him. He has great speed, elite acceleration, great agility, great change of direction. Taking a look at Cecil Slaughter, who I didn't finish scouting, man. He looks good. I just need to look at his physicals. Great, good. Speed's only solid. I'm not doing it. We are going to go ahead and take Jonathan Reynolds here, who is the deep threat. And I think he's somebody that we're going to have some success with. Hopefully he ends up being a good player for us, man. We're going to see after this draft how I did. Like I said, I'm rusty, so these rebuilds could be a little rough at first here. I accidentally skipped it, but that's an A-plus pick, man. Ranked number 20, we got him at 27. You know what, man? I will take that. That's a good pick. He only has normal dev, which sucks, but maybe we can get him out there and get him developed for us. Right there, man. I was considering moving up with the Saints, and I didn't do it, and they took Sharif Joseph on us, man. So let's just go ahead and skip to our pick here. Good news, they do actually generate long snappers here. So that's cool. We might actually draft one just to see. This is a shot in the dark. I'm going to take Quincy Roberson. I don't know if he's going to be a good player, but he has a lot of athleticism. And you can see I got the trophy for Stud Finder there. So it looks like we probably got a good pick here. Hopefully he's really good value because we could use help in the middle of this defense. And he's somebody that I'm hoping maybe we'll be able to develop. You know, I don't know how they call that Stud Finder. It wasn't a good value pick, really. But he does have hidden dev, so I guess that's where it comes in. 88 speed. Like I said, he's an athletic freak. He's raw, but with the athleticism, maybe we get him out there, and maybe he's able to do something for us. Round 4, we're going to go ahead and take Matt Conti and hope for the best. Not a great pick. Little early, but right around the right value. I'm fine with that. I don't know how good he's going to be here, but we're going to take Cam Edwards, a left tackle here on day 3. Just looking at him with the A grades, I don't know. We're going to take a shot on him. We can move him across our offensive line if he ends up being a good player and having a good dev trait. And, you know, it was a bad pick. So we're not going to move him at all. And Normal dev. Here in the 7th round, we're going to take a shot on a center, 21 years old. A to B awareness, A pass block. His run block's not good, but maybe he'll be unbalanced and be at least a decent overall. Turns out he's not, so it's just another bad pick. I need to get better at drafting here. We are going to make our final selection, though, and it is going to be a long snapper to hopefully come in and compete here. I don't know exactly what we're looking for here with long snappers, but what I can say is based on what I know here, it looks like this guy's the best. He has A, long snapping, B to D awareness. So to me, it looks like he has the best attributes. So we're going to go ahead and draft a long snapper here. And this might be the first guy to do it here on YouTube. He's not a good overall, so I don't know, man. Maybe I made the wrong selection. Looking at our draft recap, we didn't really do that good. Jonathan Reynolds, he's not a bad player. He's just not a great player. 77 overall. You know, I'm pretty happy with this pick. You know, he was good value. And he may not be great, like I said, but only normal dev. I do think he's a good player, though. Deep threat. Hopefully, we're able to develop him. I do think at Mike linebacker, Quincy Roberson was a good pick. He has hidden dev. He's a 70 overall. But I mean, you look at him, he's raw, but he has the potential. His athleticism's good. We just need to develop him. And I think we hopefully are going to be able to do that. And if we have to, we'll start him. Not my preferred thing to do, but if that's what we got to do, that is what we'll do. The rest of this class was not very good. We got a 24 overall long snapper. Like, what is that, dude? Like, he is horrible. Wow, man. I don't know if all long snappers are like that are generated in the draft. I don't know what to expect there. But yeah, we'll have to see. That's rough. We took the first receiver in this draft. Let's go ahead and look at some of the others we could have had. Cecil Slaughter coming in, going to Pittsburgh at pick number 30. He has hidden dev and he's a 78 overall. Honestly, probably should have taken him. Jamal Kitchen doesn't look like much, but Sharif Joseph, man, I'm really sad that I passed on him. I should have trusted my gut and moved up for him, man. Hidden dev, 75 overall, 91 speed. Like, he would have been a fantastic player to have and develop. But you live and learn. I should have trusted my gut and moved up and got him. I didn't, so there's nothing I can do about it, but that's definitely frustrating. I will say Barkley here is somebody that I liked, and he looks like he's actually a pretty good overall here. 77, hidden dev, playmaker. He was the other guy I considered, and I kind of wish I would have taken him. Heading into next season, we decided to make a trade. We brought in Jonas Sanker from the Saints, a safety, to come in and start over Cole Bishop. He's younger. He has a lot more upside. And we're going to go ahead and trade away Josh Palmer, who we weren't really going to utilize. We had to give up a 4, a 5, a 6, and a 7 over the next few years to be able to get the deal done. But that's something I'm very willing to do, and I think it's the right decision for this team. Taking a look at our roster starting year 2 of this franchise, we have an issue at center. We only have a 68 overall in Cedric Van Pran Granger, but I think the rest of our offense is really good. We might need to adjust that. Joel Bitonio is a good upgrade, but we just didn't have the money to address center. At receiver, we are going to put Reynolds here as wide receiver 3, probably put him in the slot. We got Shakir up to superstar dev trait. At tight end, I am going to make a change and put Kincaid above Knox once again. Going ahead, taking a look at our defense. We had a good year of development from TJ Sanders. He's a 79. He's going to start next to Ed Oliver. We are going to see Dayon Walker probably play a little bit this year. Greg Rousseau is going to start. Epineza is going to be a good backup for us. We're also going to see Landon Jackson, who they drafted in the 2nd round last year, step up and become a starting edge with the loss of Joey Bosa. We did have Terrell Bernard at Mike linebacker, and Robertson will probably play some. Looking at our secondary, Jonas Sanker's a 79 overall. He's going to start over Cole Bishop. He's just better. It made the most sense to go ahead and get him in here. And then we also have Hairston, who's going to play in the slot this year, probably for us. Bro, week 1 absolutely devastated us. We lost a bunch of guys to injury. We lost 4 players in week 1 alone. Terrell Bernard, our starting middle linebacker, is out 3 to 5 weeks. James Cook is going to be out 3 to 7 weeks. 1 to 3 for Epineza. Davis is going to be out 4 to 8. We have 1 running back left on roster. I mean, this was just devastating, man. I think we're going to go ahead and put Ray Davis on injured reserve, and then we can bring him back off, and that'll allow me to hopefully sign a running back if I have the money to go ahead and do that. Man, that's that. It's rough, man. Let me tell you. Good news is, though, Rico Dowdle's here for the taking. We got the money. We're going to go ahead, sign him, bring him in, and he'll probably start for us here for a little while. All right, we're 3-0. We're coming off a win over the Miami Dolphins, but look at this, dude. It's like a sick joke at this point. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the injury report. We just lost Rico Dowdle for 4 to 8 weeks. He's going to go ahead and get himself put on injured reserve now, and we're going to have to sign another running back out of free agency in order to replace him. I don't know how this keeps happening to us, but dude, it's awful at this point. I think we're going to go ahead, sign Kendre Miller, and make him our starting running back here for the next few weeks until he gets hurt, probably. Because, dude, the injury bug at running back is real for us this year. So, yeah, that's rough. Here at trade deadline, we wanted to go ahead and make a move, but unfortunately, we just don't have the money. I was going to try to get Elton Jenkins from the Packers, and because they're sitting at 3-5, and they drafted a hidden dev center that's already like a 78 overall, but we just couldn't make the money work out. So we're not going to be able to do any trades this year. Let's go ahead and take a look at our players, though, that we're negotiating with that we want to bring back. I think Dorian Williams in the middle is somebody that I'm considering bringing back. We don't have a ton of cap, though, and the problem is I think we drafted a pretty good rookie that we can play if we have to. At safety, we got Taylor Rapp. Not sure about bringing him back. AJ Epineza, we're not returning. Dawson Knox can go. Curtis Samuel, Kendre Miller, Jalen Coker, Osiris Torrance. I do think he's upgradable, so we're not going to go ahead and currently negotiate with him. Right now, looking at this, I don't see a ton of people that I'm even interested in returning to the team next year. Dorian Williams is a possibility along with Taylor Rapp, but I think I want to check them out in the offseason and just see how we feel with the rest of our roster at that point. We do currently sit here though at 6-1, which is great. We've had a good year. Things have been going well. The injuries, they definitely got us a little bit here. As we're going to go ahead and take a look at them. You can see we finally just got James Cook back for the next game. So hopefully these guys are going to stay healthy the rest of the way. Sitting here at 10-1, we have to jump in because we have a breakout receiver opportunity. I don't know who it's for. We clicked on it here live, so let's find out. Jalen Coker, not somebody that I expected and not somebody I'm really planning on building around. So that's kind of a disappointing one, actually. But we're going to see if he gets it. Let's go ahead and advance the week. And we do lose that game to the Niners by 3. Let's check it out, though, and see as we have another breakout opportunity, this time for a defensive lineman. And unfortunately, he didn't get it, which is all right. He isn't really somebody I was planning on building around anyway. So now we've got a defensive lineman breakout opportunity here. Let's see who it is. Greg Rousseau once again. So let's go ahead and set a medium goal and see if maybe we can get him to upgrade. We do have an injury to check out, but we are going to look at our players that are upgradable as well. It's Keon Coleman. After the menus took forever, so I cut it out. We are going to go ahead and upgrade Playmaker for him, make him an 81 overall. Let's check out this injury. It's a tight end, Dalton Kincaid. He hasn't been able to stay healthy. We're not going to put him on IR. We still have Dawson Knox, so we'll be all right. But he's certainly not a part of our future now. Let's advance the week here. We're going to be able to see whether or not we get the upgrade with Greg Rousseau. Not really expecting to, but let's see if he's able to do it for us. Oh, wow, he actually did. He became an X Factor. That is incredible, man. That's awesome. Big upgrade for this team. That hopefully will help set us over the edge here, as we're going to go ahead and take a look here at our adjust lineup, and we can show off our new superstar X Factor edge rusher, Gregory Rousseau, who's a 91 overall. That's an incredible get right there. Hopefully he keeps it because that's a good role for us. We are here in the playoffs. We're going to take on the Chargers in the first round. We went on a massive slide, though, this season. We ended up dropping, I think, 5 games in a row, and we went from 10-1 all the way down to 10-6 before winning against the Chargers by 1 to get into the playoffs, just to have to face them once again. We do have an injury, though, heading into this game, and it is rookie receiver Jonathan Reynolds, who will miss the remainder of this season, which is really disappointing. We're going to go ahead, place him on injured reserve since we know he won't be back. Taking a look at some free agent receivers that we might want to consider bringing in. Truthfully, I don't see a lot of top talent here that I feel like we need to get, but a guy like Kavontae Turpin might just come in handy due to his kick return ability and his speed. So we're going to go ahead, offer him the contract to come in, fill that spot. He probably won't play much, but taking a look at our season stats here, we had the 6th best offense in the entire NFL, the 4th best defense. We just collapsed down the stretch, man. We scored the 4th most points. Josh Allen didn't have an MVP year probably, but he still had a fantastic season for us. 3,900 yards, 34 touchdowns, 9 picks. Rushing, James Cook was great when he played, but he missed a lot of time. We ended up having to pass the ball around quite a bit. So I think our rushing attack's down. Khalil Shakir still had a good year. Keon Coleman having a pretty good year. Jalen Coker's actually done pretty good for us. Jonathan Reynolds, up and down year for us. as a rookie. Definitely didn't contribute the way I was hoping that he would. Defensively, Matt Milano led us in tackles, and it wasn't even that close. TFLs, Greg Rousseau with 15, 9 for Milano and Oliver and TJ Sanders. Sacks wise, we have 12 from Greg Rousseau, 9.5 from Ed Oliver, 6 from TJ Sanders, 5.5 from Michael Hoyt. And we really have a decent amount of interceptions this year. Benford had 3, 2 for Hairston, 2 for Teron Johnston, 1 for Sanker, 1 for Taylor Rapp. We forced 1 fumble all year, and of course we didn't recover it. And we didn't get any touchdowns again this year on defense. We are still an 87 overall team as we're heading to SoFi to take on the Chargers. I think we're going to be able to win this game. Hopefully the sim treats us well and we're able to get through this one. All right, let's jump to the second quarter. So far, it's Chargers. It's kind of just back and forth so far. We're just going to jump to the end of the game. Chargers are up 10-7. We take the lead. We're growing our lead. That's good news. Hopefully we don't have to jump into this as it's 24-10. 24-17. They're making it interesting. 31-38. We're good. I think we're going to walk out of here victorious. The Bills will win this one. We won't go home here in the first round at least. Super wildcard weekend, we survived. Taking a look at stats, our offense was incredible. You know, quarterbacks don't always throw the ball enough in this, I feel like, but Josh Allen had a good day. Marion Hampton was great for the Chargers on the ground. We really didn't run the ball well once again. Khalil Shakir had a good day for us. Looking at defensively, 2 sacks for Greg Rousseau, 1.5 from TJ Sanders. You absolutely love that, man. That's incredible. Terrell Bernard had half a sack as well. Let's move on, though, and see who we're going to take on next here. And it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. This is not a matchup that I really wanted. They have the advantage here. They're an 88 overall. We're just an 87, so I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off in divisional round. We got an upgrade here for Jonas Sanker. We're going to jump it into hybrid and try to get his overall up that way. Doesn't look like he actually got better, but you know, 3-man coverage is good to have. Rookie second-round pick Quincy Roberson also has an upgrade. And we just got his dev trait revealed. It's superstar. There's no way I'm bringing back Terrell Bernard. Robertson's taking over next season. He's going to be our starter, and we're just going to develop him because he is a fantastic player. He's up to a 76 overall, I think, true. But he's playing up to a 78 right now. All right, let's go ahead super sim this one and see if we're able to pull off the upset. We got the early lead. It's tied up. We're still holding on to an advantage here. We can't score, though. That kind of worries me. We got a 2-score lead now. I feel pretty good about that. It's just a 3-point game here in the third. Back up to a 10-point game. We're pulling away from Baltimore here. I think we're actually going to pull off this upset. And down go the Ravens. The Bills take them down. We're headed to the AFC Championship game. Now's our chance. We might be able to win the Super Bowl this year. And if so, we'll get through the offseason. We'll see if we can repeat with this team. Again, our offense was fantastic, but we fully expected that. Josh Allen was incredible. He hit 90% of his passes in this game. That's crazy. James Cook was good, limited carries. Keon Coleman was the big receiver today with 12 for 120 and 2 scores. I mean, we can't argue with that. Defensively, we got 1.5 sacks from Rousseau, 1.5 from Oliver. What a day by them, too. A pick for Teron Johnson. We'll take it. Let's go ahead and advance and see who we're taking on next. The final victim has to be the Houston Texans, who did beat us in the regular season in that 5-game losing streak. Right now, they're the same overall as us, so it's going to be a tough matchup. On the road again, let's go ahead and simulate this game and see if by chance we are able to get another upset. We're off to a good start here. Texans answer, though. We jump ahead quick again. We had a chance there to get a 2-score lead. That's a big missed opportunity. We're going to do it there, though, in the fourth quarter. I don't know. We might not have to watch any of this game, as we are going to walk out of here victorious. The Buffalo Bills are going to the Super Bowl. I don't know who we're taking on. I haven't checked it out yet, but that's a big upset here. We got a chance now to pull off and complete the rebuild of the Bills here, which, let's face it, it's not really a rebuild. It's just more of a putting the finishing touches on. Allen wasn't near as good today, but CJ Stroud didn't throw it enough. This is where simulation's not great when you jump in. Jalen Coker led us with 7 catches in this game. He had a touchdown. Defensively, 2.5 sacks for Ed Oliver. What a day. 1 for Greg Rousseau. 1 for TJ Sanders and half of 1 for Maxwell Hairston. We also had a pick from Matt Milano, which is huge. Let's go ahead and advance and see who we're going to be taking on in the Super Bowl. We ran into one big problem, though, in practice. We just lost James Cook to injury for the Super Bowl. What a terrible time to actually run into a practice injury here. Man, that really sucks. Can't make this stuff up. So that means we're going to have to rely upon Kendre Miller again. Not a great, look here, but it is what it is. Looking at our roster here, I don't know if upgrades are in yet. I don't see any here on offense. Looking at our defense, I don't see any changes here either. I don't think. So, why did Landon Jackson suddenly get benched? He's healthy. Put him out there. I want him starting. I think he's better than Hoyt and Epineza. So I don't really know why they benched Landon Jackson, but he's going to get back out there playing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Super Bowl presentation. It looks basically like all the old primetime stuff. Baker versus Josh Allen, Bucky Irvin, Mike Evans. You know what? There's better be a Bills Super Bowl here. We need it. I think we've got it here as we're playing at Mercedes-Benz here in Atlanta. Let's go ahead, jump ahead in this game here. We're going to get the early lead over the Bucs. That's good. It's 7-3, 14-3. Things are looking good. 14-10 here in the second quarter. Bucs just took the lead here in the third. They extended their lead. We're in trouble. We brought it close, but it's the fourth quarter, and we are down 9. We're getting close to finishing off this drive here, though. 4:24 left in the game here. We want to see Josh Allen punch this offense into the end zone. He's going to go underneath, pick up what he can. That sets up a 3rd down and 7 here. We need to convert this. At least get 3 on this drive as we nearly throw a pick. So let's settle, get our 3, and get a stop. That's my thought here. I certainly don't want to lose to the Bucs here in the Super Bowl because that means we got a whole nother season to do where we have to fight. And I think we have a good team this year. And you know what? We do have a pretty good developing team. I will say that. All right, we need our defense to get a stop here. They're going to go to the ground game. We're all over it. Bucky breaks the tackle. He ends up losing more yards because of it. So that's fine. We'll take it. Nice tackle by Terrell Bernard there. It's just a 6-point lead here for the Bucs. It's 2nd and very long now. Baker's going to have to pass. We got pressure up the middle with Dayon Walker. He didn't make the sack, but you know what? Good play here. It's a big 3rd down and 6 now. Our defense needs to step up and get this stop. That'll give us plenty of time to drive down the field and get the win here. Baker taking a deep shot to Mike Evans, and that's broken up. All right, let's see if our offense can answer. We're going to open with Josh Allen on the ground. He fumbles the ball, but luckily we get on top of that. Ooh, that could have been bad, and I mean really bad for us. 2 minutes left in this ball game. We need Josh Allen to lead us to this victory. I cannot stress it enough. We cannot lose to the Bucs here. Allen, stiff arm, gets it away, man. Look at that. It's 3rd and 8, but that's a big play right there. He was able to get that pass out, avoid taking a master sack there that would have really hurt us. I mean, it would have been bad. He adjusts the play. We got to get into the end zone. So we have a long ways to go here. We still have 57 yards to go. Allen stepping up, taking off, running. That's a 1st down and a big play. Just don't fumble the ball all the way down to the 40. That's what we needed. We got plenty of time here. We don't want to mess it up. 2 timeouts. Hate that. Do not run the ball here. Come on, Madden. Get your logic right. No reason to purposefully waste that much time this early in a drive when we need a touchdown. Checking it down here. Josh Allen. Decent play there to Kendre Miller. Now we're down to just 1 timeout left, minute 16, and we still need like 35 yards to get into the end zone. Like, it was just a terrible decision, as that might be it. Kendre Miller down inside of the 10-yard line. What a play. It's 1st and goal. We've got a shot. We got 4 plays to get into the end zone here to win this ball game. Don't run it. What are we doing? Why are we running the ball? We just burned a bunch of clock there, wasted our final timeout on a stupid decision. Now we have to pass. I mean, I think we should have been anyway until we got closer. But no, Allen. He gets out of there. What a play. That's almost a pick, but dude, that's incredible. 3rd and goal here. We're at the 8-yard line. We need a touchdown. 33 seconds left. Josh Allen steps up, fires, and he should have just run. He would have got in if he tucked and ran there, I think. Now it's all going to come down to this. We don't get a touchdown on this play, it's over. We're going to lose the Super Bowl here to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And look at that. Khalil Shakur goes in. Touchdown, Buffalo. What a play there, man. Or, I mean, Jalen Coker, sorry. What a play, man. That's what we needed. We got to hit this extra point, and I think we can walk out of here possibly as Super Bowl champions. Kicks up. Kicks good. We got a 1-point advantage with less than 30 seconds left in the game. 23 seconds left. Baker needs some big plays. He has timeouts, but that's going to be your ball game. He just threw a pick right there. It's over. Maxwell Hairston, the first round pick's going to seal this game for the Buffalo Bills, man. Wow. Face cam's going to go off here so we can enjoy this moment and watch the full presentation. Josh Allen's about to take a knee and become a Super Bowl champion for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, who would have ever thought? I didn't know that we would get here. I thought we were going to lose this game. It took a miraculous comeback to get that done and to get us this victory, man. But this is an easy rebuild. Like I said, I wanted to start it off with one that was pretty simple. Get a team over the hump that just hasn't been there. The Bills fans deserve it. We all know, even as a Patriots fan, man, they're one of the most diehard fan bases in the entire NFL. And you could easily make the argument that they are the most diehard fan base in the NFL. They deserve this, man. They really do deserve this. So I'm happy to see them get their trophy, and I'm happy to be able to lead it to them. We will do one more season after this where we just basically we'll work through the offseason, we'll go through it, and then we'll sim the entire season and see if we can get a repeat and check on some of the players we drafted. As you can see, Super Bowl presentation here. Doug McDermott holding up that Super Bowl trophy. And that right there is beautiful, man. The Buffalo Bills are Super Bowl champions. Taking a look at the box score, our offense came through late for us. Josh Allen had a big day. He did have a pick, but he was over 240 yards passing. He ran the ball well. He was the driving force of our entire offense. Jalen Coker had a touchdown for us. Mike Evans got in for the Bucks. Looking at our defense, though, pick by Maxwell Hairston, picks by Taylor Rapp. We had only one sack in this game by Gregory Rousseau. But I tell you what, man, it was a great day. Great way to get a victory. Like I said, we're going to do one more season. Let's go ahead. Advance the week here. Take a look at the season recap. You can see Josh Allen won Super Bowl MVP. And looking at the awards, we didn't win any, which is perfectly fine with me. I'm not surprised. We didn't have as good of a statistical year this year with our meltdown, but we did a really good job of winning when it mattered. Let's take a look at some of the retirements here, see if any important players for us retired. Derrick Henry retired. That's a big one for the league. Devontae Adams, Von Miller, Geno Smith, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen. There's some big name guys that retired this year. Let's see. Did the Buffalo Bills lose anybody? Vita Vea and Mike Evans both go out Super Bowl losers. We lost our long snapper, Rick Lovato. We lost Joel Bitonio, and we lost Ray Davis, which is shocking. He retired after just 3 years. I don't really understand why. I mean, he was hurt all year. I guess maybe that's what their logic was, but that's an odd retirement. You don't usually see that. Taking a look at dev traits, I don't really see anything that changed here for us. On offense. Let's go ahead and take a look at our defense. Yeah, like I said, I don't think anything changed. And I'm telling you, I can't wait. Robertson next year, even though he's not going to be a big part of this rebuild. He was a backup who filled in at times this year. Next year, he's going to get his chance to start. I'm really excited to see how much he grows as a starter, but we completed our duties here. We're going to do a third season just for a little fun to develop this team further. And let's get to it. We got $12 million in salary cap space. For that reason, I don't think we're going to target any one of these players that we currently have who are free agents and try to have them return. We're either going to have to focus on the draft or try to find a way to get this roster cleaned up a little bit here. One way we're going to do that right now is by going ahead and releasing Michael Hoyt. They definitely overpaid him. We're not going to bring him back. We'll save the money we can save by getting rid of him. He's a 77 overall backup. So we're going to open up salary cap by doing that. Looking to try to repeat here in year 2, you can see there's some really good players out here in free agency. One of them I want to target is a replacement at center in Elton Jenkins, because I do think that we're going to need an upgrade there, even though our offense is great. He's going to take a lot of our salary in order to be able to sign him, but I'd like to see if I can get him in, and then what I would like to do is probably restructure to try to add some depth pieces here onto this roster. This right here will make him pretty close to the top paid center in the league, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to bring him in with this offer. Let's go ahead, eval him. He made a decision, and unfortunately, he didn't choose us. So looking back at all the players here, let's go back to center. I really don't love the options after that. And Ryan Kelly's getting a lot of interest here, but I think the thing that makes the most sense is to offer him a contract. He's not nearly as talented, But if we can try to make him an offer and get him to come in, that's going to help this team out. Dorian Williams is the top Sam linebacker on the market. Looking over at Will linebackers. Changing my mind there. We're not signing anybody who's going to start at linebacker. Let's look at strong safety. I should have probably targeted Kyle Hamilton to upgrade over Taylor Rapp, but it is what it is. I think we're going to go ahead and just offer Rapp a contract to return in hopes that we didn't wait too long to bring him back, and maybe we'll be able to get him. Taylor Rapp did sign. And the only player we ended up getting was Ryan Kelly. We did lose out at safety, so we are going to have to look for a backup option there. We got 4 guys we're going to offer to here in this stage. We got free safety Alohi Gilman. We got long snapper Hogan Hayton. We got right guard Osiris Torrance, who we're looking to bring back. Yeah? You had to talk, huh? You want to be in the video? I can tell. You had to start talking, huh? Sorry about that. My daughter started talking, but we brought back Osiris Torrance, hopefully, and we brought in a Sam linebacker just to have on the roster so that way I don't have to worry about it. Let's eval and see if we got some guys who signed. We still have 2 guys out there who haven't, and we only got Osiris Torrance, which is the most important one that we brought back because we needed him. There wasn't anybody to upgrade over him, so let's go back and look at Sam linebacker and bring in somebody else to possibly play here. There just isn't a lot of Sam linebackers because it's not used much anymore. So let's go back to the Will linebackers and target somebody here. I went ahead and added DeMarvion Overshawn to the board here. We got the top offer for him to move him over to Sam linebacker. But those are our 3 guys. Let's advance the week. We still haven't been able to get the long snapper signed. But good news, we got DeMarvion Overshawn and we brought in Alohi Gilman to start for us at strong safety. Not really an upgrade over Taylor Rapp, but, you know, you missed out on him. It is what it is. Let's check and see if we can get the long snapper. And it looks like we got him perfect. That's it for our free agent signings. This is what we ended up doing. All right, heading into our final season, this is going to be our draft class. I didn't go ahead and show you everything because we're going to go through it quick and we're not really going to see much of their careers. But we got an awesome player here at top in Dale Hawkins. He was considered a top 5 talent. He's a 79 overall hidden dev receiver. I wish we could have gotten him last year because this dude's awesome. Now, in this class, we also managed to get 2 good offensive linemen. We got John Espinosa, who plays left guard in round 2. He's a 74 overall. He's a hidden dev, if I remember correctly. As you can see, really good player, pretty well balanced as well. So I think he'll be easy to develop. Other than that, really, the only other notable player we got is a guy who could potentially play here in the 6th round, Maxwell Dodge. He also has hidden dev, which was pretty impressive for a 6th round pick. And he doesn't have quite as good, like, power moves. So, like, he's weaker versus power rushers and all that. But I think he's a good backup to have on this team. I'm pretty happy with this class. I'm glad we don't have to worry about, developing it out because, well, we won the Super Bowl. But next up, I'm going to see you here at the beginning and we'll go over the roster for our final season. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our team here for our final season. We have Espinosa starting here at right guard, even though he's actually a left guard. It's just the way it worked out. That's fine. We also made a change at receiver, put Hawkins out here. We had an upgrade for him and it shows an ability slot, which means he's likely a superstar or maybe even an X factor. So we decided to go ahead and put him ahead of Keon Coleman this year. And Reynolds, kind of our bust 1st round pick that we had. Taking a look at our defense, I'm going to make sure Robertson's out there playing. And for me, I think it makes the most sense to put him at outside linebacker, leave Terrell Bernard in the middle, make sure Matt Milano's still on the field when we need him. But this is how our defense is going to be set up. Hairston's going to move out wide and probably still play in the slot. I'm still not 100% sure on that, but this is our team for our final season. All right, so we simmed straight to the playoffs. We did happen to make it. We're going to take on Tennessee. Let's go ahead and look at our upgrades for our players here first. And we're going to probably get a hint as to what that... Whoa, that's a 10 skill points for Dale Hawkins. Dude, that's insane. I wish we had more time with this dude. He is incredible. And I got him at round 1, pick 32. He's got to have X Factor. Yeah, he's an X Factor rookie. I'm so glad I put him out there in the starting lineup. We're just going to hammer it away with him and make him a 90 overall, I think, because... dude, that's insane. I've never had 10 skill points over the course of a rookie season before. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket. Chiefs are the number 1 seed here in the AFC. We're the 5 seed taking on the Titans. That's all right. We'll get to see Cam Ward probably. Let's take a look at our stats here for this final season. We had the 4th best offense, never a problem with Josh Allen running the team. We have the 17th best defense, so our defense did regress a little bit this year. Points scored, we stayed right up there at 6th. Taking a look at Josh Allen, great year, 4,200 yards, 35 touchdowns, 8 picks. Great year from him. On the ground, James Cook didn't really have a great year. It looks like he missed some games again. And, Kyle Monangai filled in all right. I don't know why we didn't get more carries from Chase Brown, even though it says he played in all 17 games. That's kind of odd. Receiving, Khalil Shakur led us with 93 catches. They both tied him and Hawkins with 1,188 yards. He had 8 touchdowns. Hawkins had 13 as a rookie, man. He is incredible out of Iowa State, dude. Keon Coleman had a pretty good year as the number 3 option. Kincaid, fine for a tight end. Defensively, Bernard led us in tackles, followed by Hairston and Milano. That's it. I got to switch him, man. Milano played a ton, and we didn't get our young guy out there, which is all right because, like I said, this is the final season, but this is kind of a learning experience. That's why I went with the Bills first. I wanted to go through with a team that, wouldn't make a video 3 hours long trying to rebuild them. 11.5 sacks for Rousseau, Oliver 7, 6 for Sanders, 4 for Ellis, 3 for Jackson. Interceptions were really down this year. We didn't get much, but overall, I'm happy with this team. Let's jump into our postseason run here and see if we're going to be able to maybe win back-to-back Super Bowls. We're jumping straight to the end of this game. We got a lead here. We're tied up now, actually, with Tennessee. I didn't expect that. The Titans take a lead here. We might actually fall. The Titans are up by 10 here in the 4th quarter. It looks like Cam Ward has a shot, and Josh Allen's got ice in his veins. Takes this game to overtime, and we walk it off with a victory in overtime. Sweet. That was definitely not pretty, man. I'm not going to lie to you. We expected a little more from our team here, but hey, a win's a win. We're going to be able to jump ahead to the next week. Taking a look at the box score, our offense was actually really good. Cam Ward played well, though, against us. Our defense didn't hold up. Josh Allen's just a beast. James Cook, he hasn't really been great in the games we jump in and watch. We were pretty bottled up. Keon Coleman led us with 9 catches in this game. That's certainly not ideal. He's a good player, but we don't want him leading the way here. 2 sacks from Rousseau, 1 from Landon Jackson. TJ Sanders gets a sack. No picks for us, so not a bad game. Let's go ahead and advance and see who we take on next. And here it is. We got to take on number 1 seed Kansas City Chiefs. This is going to be a tough matchup. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Good news jumping into this one is we are the higher overall team. We're an 89, they're an 87. So let's go ahead, sim to the end of the game, see if we can pull off what will be considered an upset, even though I've built the better team here in Buffalo, which isn't hard. They had a great roster to begin with. I just kind of accented it, which is all I think the Bills really have to do. The Chiefs have actually come back, though, here. We had a 14-0 lead early, and now we're down. Buffalo takes the lead late in the 4th quarter, up by 1, and we ice it. We're moving on to the AFC Championship game. We might pay a little more attention to the Super Bowl as we go for a repeat if we make it back there. But we got one more game in us. Taking a look at stats, our offense certainly wasn't as good today. The Chiefs didn't really play great. Pat Mahomes, only 191 yards passing. On the ground, James Cook, again, not bad. 4.8 yards per carry you'll take. Keon Coleman with 10 catches in this game. I don't know why he's getting so many targets in this one. Now that I look at it, I actually think we have an injury here. I see Jonathan Reynolds getting playing time again. We're going to have to look at that and see if we have an injury coming out of this game. 3 sacks for Rousseau, man. He's grown into such a beast in this. Gilman had a pick here. Taking a look at the injury report, we lost TJ Sanders to injury. That's rough. No, our receivers are out there. They're just not playing. I don't know what's going on here. They're healthy, but TJ Sanders is going to be a big loss for us. He's been great. Next up, we got the New York Jets, and they got Lenora Sellers at quarterback. So that rebuild's going really well for this team. He's a great player, man. So we're going to have to see how this all plays out. All right, we're going to go ahead, jump ahead in this game, and see if we're able to pull off what's considered an upset once again. But here's the thing. We do have the better overall team. We're already up early here. Looks like the Jets are clawing back. They take the lead here in the 2nd quarter. Heading into halftime, we're down 11. We're down 18. It's looking like Buffalo's season might be coming to an end here. 35-17 in the fourth quarter. It looks like this is as far as we're going to go. Lenoris Sellers is going to lead the Jets, and he's going to get this team one win away from winning the Super Bowl. This wasn't a Jets rebuild, but it looks like all they have to do is draft Lenoris Sellers, and they'll be able to rebuild this team. It's all right, though. I'm happy to see Buffalo got their Super Bowl. That was the whole point of this video. We didn't get to repeat, but you know what? I'll take it. We had a great year. We had a fun time with this. We had a lot of good players. Let's go ahead and take one final look at our roster. I'll tell you what, man. Josh Allen was fantastic. James Cook kind of disappointed in a way at times. Receiving, I'm really sad we don't get to see more Hawkins, man. He was a beast. Keon Coleman, he wasn't bad throughout this. I'm not going to give him too much flack. He definitely wasn't as good as I hoped he would be, but he was all right. He did deal with some injuries, you know. This year was a down year. Last year, he took a step forward, and we kind of ended up replacing him just because a top 5 talent fell to us. Across the offensive line, I think we did a great job filling in gaps. We didn't really do too much. We brought in some veterans here in Ryan Kelly, and the year before that, Joel Bitonio, and then we drafted Espinosa, but that was after we already won a Super Bowl, and that was with Cedric Van Pran starting at center for us, and I still don't know how we managed to do that. Looking at our defense, once again, we didn't do a whole lot here. We just developed the team, and we made some changes at safety. We brought in Jonas Sanker. I think that made a big deal for us. I think it made this team much better. And yeah, just develop the players that were here. This was an easy rebuild. It was always meant to be. It was just kind of a feel good. Let's get the Bills their first Super Bowl. And it also gave me an opportunity to run through franchise because I haven't really played it much lately. Get comfortable with it again with a team that if I screw up a draft in year 1, it's not going to set me back for a total rebuild. So I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you want to see more of these rebuilds, leave a comment down below. Tell me who you want to see. I want to keep doing them. Hopefully you guys like seeing them. But thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.